And we're back to more Thronebreaker. So, welcome to the camp. The camp buildings allow you to expand your army and give you access to important information. Sort of. Most camp buildings can be improved in your workshop. These improvements will give you access to stronger units, thus easing your journey down the line. Enter the workshop. Here you can build and improve camp buildings. To improve your camp buildings, you must first collect all those resources. For your journey, you'll definitely need access to a regional map, but to get, you will first need to improve your royal tent. So we have to improve our royal tent. Because apparently we don't even have a freaking map yet. Thanks to this improvement, you now have access to the regional map, which you can now open from the main game screen. The workshop itself can also be improved. With each subsequent improvement, you gain access to new, stronger units. No. Go back to the workshop, you dicks. But fine, I'll go to the command tent. I'll follow your tutorial. The command tent, you can create units and build your army from available units. However, you can only have a max of how much food you have. Proving this building will increase your army's recruit cap, allowing you to use stronger units. Cards currently in your deck are displayed on the left hand side. So what we have. Cards available for you to create and place in your deck are displayed on the main screen. So basically this shows our deck, this is what we can make. You gain access to new cards by upgrading your training grounds and workshop as well, as through certain story related tasks. Grayed out cards are available but have not yet been created. You must first create them before you include them in your deck. Your deck must contain a minimum of 25 cards. You don't actually have 25 cards. While not seeing your army's recruit cap. Your recruit cap sets at 125 points. To create new cards, you need a particular resource, recruits, which we have enough of. You can recruit the conscription points, which are marked on the map of helm icons, as well as through certain story-related tasks. You received additional resources to craft a Wagenberg. You should probably craft one. That's a war wagon, there we go. So, this thing here. It damages all units on a row by this unit's armor amount, then loses all armor. It also gains 1 armor whenever a card appears on this row. Here's the thing, it has an order. An order basically means you trigger it manually. It's not when it deploys. However, it's only very useful for a while when the armor's up. You can use it multiple times after, because orders cannot be used for 1 turn after replacing the battlefield. Basically, it's one of those cards you would place first on the battlefield, then you'd place units next to it to increase its armor. Then once its armor's high enough, you would basically use it. If the enemy hopefully doesn't just turn and smash it. Because it's like, oh, that unit's getting armor, well, let us destroy it. But anyway, recruit. Yes. Problem with this card though is it's expensive. I'll try to grab 2 of them. Now we have our mats, which is less than ideal. Yeah. And we have 5 of them, so I was like, well, we're gonna need more, but here's the thing. Can't have more than 5 units, which annoys me. But I don't think we're mostly good on units. Eventually I'm going to want to change a few things. But as for the moment, it's pretty good. Wait, we don't know we do have war wagons. We basically have all these units. But do we have pike? We're gonna need more pikemen. So wait, I can't recruit more pikemen. It makes me sad, because I need more pikemen. Because the problem here is pikemen. You only really need one of these in your main hand, but you need all of these in your deck because you can get 5 of these and you just place one, it plays all of them, and then you end up with basically trading 5. Yeah. So yeah, I guess we're good for now, because we can't really do much else. Now take a look at your other camp's buildings. You could go over here to my workshop and actually sort this. So the royal treasure increases the number of trinkets you can equip it by 3. Not bad. The mesh tent we can't do anything with. The command tent. Oh, we can get that. Use scouts to mark the location of treasure and resources on your regional map. Also useful. Getting out 1 recruit after each battle. Less useful. That's more useful. So workshop 2 would be able to create, well, war wagons, crushing traps, foragers. The question is, do we want more trinkets now? I think what we need right now is this. So now we can basically see, we can use scouts to basically find stuff. No. If I could remember how to use scouts. Up to the royal tent. In the royal tent you can view letters and maps and stuff you received. The royal tent can also be accessed from the main game screen by pressing the knapsack icon. The royal tent is basically welcome to the lore. Your Highness, artisans from Gradenbor have prepared a new tapestry pattern for the throne room, including an engraving of the design. You'll be pleased with it, I hope. A Centurion lion, inherited from King Coram I. Bailed fangs offer stunning realism, and the ancestral sword of the Delans of Temeria appears as it forged in the very depths of Mahakram. There we go. No doubt to prove the Castle Slayer's masterpiece. We eagerly await your return, my lady. Gustave Perrot Rostu. Yeah, me, it's my gratitude for attending. God, I can't even read anymore. For attending the summit, what luck we did not put off the meeting any longer. From what my men say, armies on the march are kicking up forever to protest storm across the Uruka. Come what may, remember you have my full and unconditional support. Best wishes. Denroved. If I remember right, he was the king killed in like the off-scene cutscene on a boat by oh god, trying to remember what's his face. Completely escapes my mind. The burly Viper Skull Witcher. What is his name? How did I forget it? But you know which one I'm talking about from Witcher 2. Can't believe I forgot his name. Not to increase Nilfgaardian activity in the foothills of a male mountain, and near Redburn. Ambassador claims retinue training exercise, number of troops, quality of equipment indicate otherwise. Recommends strengthening border forces and trooping patrols along the Uruga. Out of the Straits of Spiral, bandit group formed after revolting dungeons of Spiral Castle. Mainly pickpockets, racketeers, cutpurses, assassins, armed with slings, daggers, instruments of torture, stormed for Spiral, hitchmen's axes, saws, hammers. Clever and boldly common bandits attack heavily armed convoys, noblemen's mansions, unoriginal to determine the identity of a group's leader. Also, we have the map. We have keys, we don't have keys, we have card fragments, we don't have card fragments. To the mess hall. In the mess hall, you can talk with your companions. Give them a lip every time, and your majors learn a secret or two. The Grey Rider Hill. The Grey Rider basically bids your statistics. Like the current map, basically how long we spent, how many quests we completed, how many puzzles we completed, standard battles won, and how many golden chests we found. Because we need to find them golden chests, despite the fact that they don't help me at all, practically.
Worked in a mess once at serving no meat, not even sausage. Weren't long before the men rioted.
So we need more sausages.
A bit of respite, Reynard.
Yes. But if you've any new orders, Your Grace, I can be ready at any...
Yeah. Too busy sneezing. Anyway.
At ease, Reynard. At ease.
So here we can talk to people. Like we could say this, or this, or this.
Don't you find it wearisome sitting alone? Wouldn't you prefer another's company? Swapping tales with the innkeep, even?
Your concern, I most appreciate, Your Grace. But I prefer silence.
Reynard is basically our most trusted advisor.
Has it always been thus with you? Ever a man apart?
Quite the contrary, Your Grace. As a youth, I gloried in company, delighted in conversation.
So what was it that changed you?
That delight nearly cost me my head. But do you truly not know the tale, milady? How I came to be your departed husband's aide?
I don't. But would gladly hear it.
I had but 20 winters behind me when I enlisted. Yet I was granted the rank of lieutenant from the start, not by merit, but by birth. The respect of veteran officers, both my peers and seniors, that they could not grant. Nor did I deserve it.
Well, there you go. Oh, so lieutenant, not lieutenant. Going with that terminology, are we?
To earn that respect became my driving aim. And to seem wise beyond my years, I began spouting off about the king's decisions. This maneuver Reginald botched. That he failed to think through. And yet elsewhere he'd blundered like a schoolboy.
Yeah, you don't want to be doing that, Reynard.
Well, a brilliant strategist Reginald was not. They dubbed him the courageous, not the cunning, for good reason, I dare say.
Yeah, but you don't want to be saying that. The king screwed uphill.
It was not long before I was clanking about in shackles. Another officer had reported me. I was charged with lèse-majesté.
But treason against the king, I believe, basically.
The court-martial took but a quarter of an hour to deliver verdict and sentence. I was guilty of treason, and the noose awaited me.
Well, there you go.
But Reginald first stayed the execution, then ordered that I repeat every word I'd uttered about his person or deeds. Soaked with sweat, my voice cracking, I did as he ordained. Reginald listened, raptly and silently, and when I'd finished, he declared I was right. He then appointed me his personal aide. A clever lad like you, I can always use at my side.
I know I fucked up. I knew I screwed up though. You know what? You can be my personal aide. Tell me where I screw up. See, now that was a good king. Or king that admits that, well, I screwed up. You seem to know what you're doing. You tell me when I screw up, and how to actually not screw up. But anyway.
Indeed. Though hardly sharp himself, wisdom in others Reginald both recognized and heeded.
It was then I swore two things. Firstly, never again to wag my tongue like a fool. Secondly, never to betray his trust.
Well, there you go.
And you never did. Know what he told me moments before he passed? Trust none of them, Meave. Save Reynard.
Remember
The old
that.
sod was right about that, at least.
Trust none of them. Save Reynard.
I thank you for sharing that tale, Reynard. Truly.
So, about our son.
Alas. I've come to fear Willem might simply not be cut out to be a king, let alone a good one.
A harsh judgment, your grace. Let's not be hasty. The prince is but 16 summers to him.
Yeah, but he's not being that useful. He's sort of a
And is
twat.
thus fully grown. The crown he should be able to bear at his age.
But he's sort of a twat.
Yet I left the land in his care for but a few months, and look what's become of it. Bandits roam and loot unchecked.
Because he's sort of a twat.
We might yet learn of mitigating circumstances, events beyond his control.
Like him being a twat.
Would that it were so, Reynard. Would that it were so. Elsewise, we must hope Ansaeus will demonstrate more wit than his brother. Though I see little chance of that either.
No, he's just gonna go off and do tournaments and argue with Geralt a lot. That was a blind wine reference right there. But anyway,
It's time I attended to other matters.
what I do like is I do love this whole going into the Witcher world, into situations that aren't just, well, you know, Geralt and stuff. Because there is all this lore that could be investigated, looked into. Yeah, but basically, occasionally you go in here, you talk to people. Not that often, though. And now it's finally time for us to actually continue on. Also remember that you can open your map by clicking on the compass rose icon on the left side of the screen. It's basically, hey look, it's the map. Your primary task is marked with a exclamation point. Which basically means we need to go over here. However, we bought a watchtower, which means we could do this. So now we know, basically, that there's loot all over the place here. And down here is a point of interest. But there's all this loot. There's another, we didn't miss any loot back though. You only really need to use the scouts a few times. When you're like in places like over here, you would use scouts, see what's over here. Not like where we're in the middle of hell. But anyway, we know what our primary task is. We should probably continue.
Is this what I pay taxes for? To be robbed along the high road, and in broad daylight, no less? Were it not for mandatory merchant routes and stacking rights, why, I'd have gone round, through Sodden. They told me, Lyria's a wild land, lawless, chaotic, a damn disgrace. They told me, Lyria's a wild land.
And lucky you don't belong to my sovereign. So take note of this. Your army's morale can change, as we know. Neutral morale has no impact on your cards, whereas low morale lowers each unit's strength by 1, and high morale increases it by 1. The always current level of morale is displayed by that icon. Changes in morale depend on your choices throughout the game. To increase it, make an offering at a wayside shrine, but remember, after victorious battles, morale returns to neutral. So even if you're at low morale, win a battle and you'll be back to neutral. So we go over here. We basically go whoop, and now we have high morale.
Gods of mercy!
And
Whatever is this filth?
Ghouls.
Necrophages. Drawn here by blood's scent.
For such vile monstrosities to prowl the high roads of my realm. I won't
looks
allow
like
it!
a ghoul.
Attack!
One looks like a owl ghoul. Custom deck here. Not a part of battle, thankfully. Who are these travelers whose bodies now enter the roadside? They look like pilgrims who found misfortune after crossing paths with the strays of Scotland. Bands that slit their throats, leaving the bodies rotten in the sun. They likely have known the stench would attract the attention of flesh-hungry scavengers. Attract the attention of, shouldn't be of. Thus disposing the next passers by to a horrific death. Clearly this realization had bothered them in the slightest. Now sort of dicks. A trophy is a unique type of card, and you can have only one in your deck at a time. The trophy will automatically appear on the battlefield at the beginning of the match.
Fog in broad daylight, with the heat positively sweltering. Have we to do with some manner of sorcery?
We shouldn't exclude the possibility, my lord. And great caution we must exercise.
Funerals are now covered fog, which is just one of several effects. I wanna read. Dicks. Roll effects affect all cards are given. And it can have positive or negative consequences. Later on, you also gain access to cards that allow you to add some effects.
Reynard, what is this? Some spectre? A strigger?
I can't be sure, your grace. It's the first I've seen of any such thing.
Okay, how can I read? So, we have the banner here, which gives us permanent reason. No, I mean it has permanent resistance. Basically means it can't be destroyed. We know from Eve uses her ability, it reduces her cooldown by 1. Which isn't bad. But we'll be getting upper trophies. Okay, so over here we have what can it do? It can destroy the highest enemy and boost all allies by that unit's power. That's not good. There's a Fogless. The basically when a Fogless dies, it will summon a copy of it from the deck. So that's not good, because basically this is going to destroy our highest unit. Which is a good. Because like, oh yeah, we could play this, we could boost him. But boosting him isn't good. Like
This
he's probably
harvest
going to
will
die.
be reaping black-clad heads.
These carrion eaters. I know them. Appeared on my estate last spring, enticed by the corpses of those of my sheep that fell. Harmless at first. Until, that is, they fill their guts. Seemed to become quite powerful then.
Because he doesn't have units in his grave, though. Now here's the problem. They're making us do stupid things. Use the fortitude taught to boost the strength of one of your units. You don't want to do this. Woo, it's 16. Remember why he had this ability?
Fearsome they look, true. But they bleed just as we do. Onward!
Remember why he
Slay
had
the
this
filth!
ability? What is the fog even doing? Every turn turns out there was the highest here on this road by 2. It's pretty bad, honestly. So they pass, which means you probably can't use its ability. Well, then, we should probably just make do use of that.
Give me a target.
I'm gonna save our ability because we don't really need to use it.
Ah! So fortunate we routed the beasts before they had a chance to gorge.
Still, he didn't use his ability. Yes, the trophy will stay though. Because it's a trophy.
My spirit's willing and how, but these damn boots are killing me.
Remember,
Your Grace, yet more come.
They fill their bellies, ma'am. This doesn't bode well. Oh no, not well at all.
soon as you in your graveyard boosts itself by its power. Probably so I can't actually hit him from there. I'd have to have it on pill. Probably should have played him up though. In hindsight.
Arbalist to your command.
Curses. Strong as steers they've grown. And they show no fear.
Frenzied, my lady. It's bloodlust. They lose all instinct to survive, feel no pain whatever. I've witnessed this before.
Your Majesty, we must give ground. Fall back. We can't win. Must minimize our losses.
Oh, now he's. Now we need we've lost this round. Using its ability, the enemy leader destroyed the stars and threw it to its necrophages as feed, which has made them super strong.
My
We
queen,
can't win this
there is no shame in ceding the field when fortunes turn sour.
Cause, yeah. Rounders are going away, might be best to pass it to and save restraint for the next round. Yeah. We got wrecked though. Cause remember that building? Exactly. Remember, losing just one round does not mean defeat. To win the battle, you must gain 2 victory points.
Victory must be ours now. We shall not retreat. Arms at the ready. Attack! Look there! Yet another abomination.
Ugh,
So,
that stench. My salts. Where are my salts?
calm down, Colonel. Success for command all your missions. You should understand the synergy sets this between your cards. So basically, they wanted to play the Wackenberg on the melee row. Not back hill, melee row. Both are rot fiends. Whenever another unit is destroyed, damage a random enemy. We're now for another universe destroyed, so we should probably be done. Basically what we do is we play this. Cards that have the order ability can be activated manually at any time you choose. Only after enough time has passed. Let's place it on the battlefield icon at the bottom of the card. Indicate when the ability is able to use. During your turn you can activate any number of cards that have the order ability. Most can only be used once, but the order ability or some used to be activated multiple times in battle. So we play this. So he's got to play now. Now we play an Arbalist on the melee road to take advantage of the Walkerbird's ability, which adds 1 point to the unit.
I'm a war servant.
Also, does it tell us who we should shoot? So, we can pass the turn. Now, putting up keep seeing my cards. Baynard's ability allows us to reactivate units whose ability has already been used. As a result, you can use that again. They want us to play them though. I don't really want to use them yet. I was going to play one here. Well.
Discipline shall bring us victory!
Well, no, that just gives them, you know, 1 more point. Ooh. So, honestly, that is not effectively using that card, but okay. I sure use that. Hell, I'm not even effectively using that. What I should have used is I should have boosted that before using Reinhardt's building. Anyway.
Lyria!
Yep. I forget all the gallery we've used once. But we've still won. So,
The beast hadn't a chance again. It is ours.
victory is ours. Yeah, I could have done that fight better. But that whole being forced because we're still technically in tutorials. My beloved, please write as soon as you reach the temple. I know 2 weeks have passed, but my heart weighs heavy with thoughts of you. Home feels empty without you. I hope our offering without, though modest, will please the Mother Goddess. Oh God, the Mother Goddess, it's Overlord all over again. For a blessing we shall have a child at long last. I have no doubt you make a loving a father as husband. Please be vigilant and return to me soon. Forever yours. Frickley. Frick? Something? Oh, some more loot. We need all that loot. All of it. So we can upgrade more things. Always remember though, make sure you have a surplus of resources before you upgrade things. Cause you never know when you're gonna come into something where it's like, oh well, you need to pay this much gold to do stuff here, or suffer morale loss.
Many trees we've felled, my lady. Might you have need of them? So, take whatever your heart desires. They call themselves strays. Well, we'll treat them like strays. We build a bridge, brick by brick. A 1, a 2, the pillar grows thick.
So they gave us 45 lumber. Cause, huzzah. Because we need lumber for the war effort. I mean, like Warcraft or anything. We need lumber and gold. Also signposts. Signposts are useful. Because signposts basically are waypoints. Means you can travel backhill. That's fast travel. I was gonna say, what happened to half my things? Oh yeah, I looted them. Whoops. Good scour again, but we don't need to yet. Lumber. So now we're in Hawksburg.
Milady, the masks they wear. Have you seen them? They've fangs, snouts, horns. Like a right proper nightmare. Your Majesty, I beg of you, thrash them bandits, please. Scared to step out into me own fields, I am. To raise an hand against the Queen? These hounds hold nothing sacred. Thank you for listening to this tired bag of bones. Folk haven't lent an ear to old Poppy in a long while. Please take this for the road.
Oh god, I was like, okay, gave me lag. But no, we listened to an old guy, and he gave us 61 gold.
To raise an hand against...
That's not bad, so now we could technically upgrade that thing, but we'd only have 14 gold left. Which is a horrible idea. Game, what's going on? Game. Okay, that was weird. So the game just tried to crash though. Not as bad as Far Cry 5 did, but still. Like suddenly lag spikes. I'm checking to make sure nothing's trying to do stuff. Okay, some more. No, I want to go in now. 9 more soldiers. The war effort. And this here is important. So there's an exclamation point.
Soon, Queen and retinue arrived at Hawksburn. The men stationed there they found standing at attention, baking under the blistering noonday sun.
Your Majesty, Count Caldwell.
Stand at ease, Sergeant, and report.
The local peasants we've rounded up in the yard, Your Grace. Expect they might have lent the bandits aid. Yet our courtesy hadn't inspired them. They haven't peeped a word. Might it please Your Grace to summon the hangman? He ties a noose for them, should have them jabbering right quick.
Decision.
I'll speak to them first.
Your Majesty, for the Queen to question commoners, why, it's simply not proper.
Thanks, Carl.
Whom for? I shan't be stripped of crown and titles for it, so no impediment do I see. Lead me to them.
Bow low for your sovereign, Her Majesty, Queen Meve of Lyria and Rivia.
Ha' mercy, Your Grace. We bear no guilt, we simple folk.
Calm your hearts, good folk. Though your queen I may be, you are subjects, not slaves.
Meve extended a hand, the royal ring gleaming upon it. Unfamiliar with protocol, a pleb gripped it firmly and gave it a shake as hearty as a good scrub in the tub.
A good scrub in the tub. That's not how you greet royalty.
My,
Yes.
we shall be addressing one another by name afore long.
Or maybe fine with all this shit.
This is an outrage!
Count
Guards!
Caldwell would
Grab him!
behead him.
I've all in hand, Caldwell.
God will calm your tits.
Forgive me, Your Grace. I'm not accustomed, nohow.
Nonsense. You've a firm grip, a spry handshake, and a bold spirit I can respect. What do they call you, man?
Helmer, son of Florence.
Well, Helmer.
Delighted, Helmer. Now understand me, man.
Tell me what's going on.
I am in dire straits and in need of your aid. So please, answer my queries in full and forthrightly. The bandits. Whom do they follow?
Him, milady. We seen him. No name, just an odd title. The Duke of Dogs, they call him.
My. A blue-blood thoroughbred mutt. Where are he and his hounds bound? Did he say?
That recall, Imogen? What do you name? A Gleeton or something?
Clayton. Lord Clayton. His estate lies to the south.
Great.
Sound the horns. Have the men form up. We march at once.
Milady,
peasant.
I've no ire for the Duke. He's a good man. Gave us proper brass for the welcome we gave him. Shared what grub he had.
Shut it, louts. The Queen's had her say. Your Grace, your orders. What are we to do with them?
Your choices will have consequences. Some may be felt immediately, but others may take time. So, you could be a dick. You could add more men. To such, but yeah, we're gonna get more recruits, but yeah, consequences. So bear spoilers here. They need the men to help with the harvest. If we take them in, the village will probably end up starving and not having food and all that fun stuff, which would be bad. This right here is just a dick move. I mean, they didn't do anything really wrong. I mean, sure. I mean, the enemy came here, gave them money for a place to stay, shared food with them. They were just, I mean, they were just peasants. They didn't know it was bad to help them or not. So basically, we're going to leave them be.
Leave
They
them be.
told us what we need to know.
The harvest draws close. Hard
Exactly.
work. They'll have their hands full.
Exactly. The harvest draws close. We take them in. No one's got to be there to really work for the harvest.
Oh, milady, thanks be to you, thanks be. I pray Mother Melitele watch over your kind heart.
Then last time I did this, I
Pray she
I
watches
took
over
the frickin'
yours.
peasants.
Should I hear of you sheltering bandits again, of you
Problem
lying
is
to
the
my
soldiers
officers,
don't
I shall return and put torch to every hut, field and orchard. Understood.
Meve set off toward Lord Clayton's estate at a gallop, her mount knocking the peasants aside as it kicked up a cloud of dust. The folk of Hawksburn spoke of the royal visit long after, albeit ever behind closed doors and in hushed tones.
See, we were nice, which pissed our soldiers off. Because our soldiers aren't very care if we... Because our soldiers are dicks, remember that. No sports are still a great source of information about what's happening. So what is happening? So like The Witcher 3. You basically go to our notes board and it tells you stuff in the area. Like those puzzle battles. God.
What is this, Reynard? Bandits.
What happened to the conversation I was trying to loot? Apparently it's gone. Your Grace. To your subjects on the crusade. Your freaking will, they call themselves. Seems the wagon answer snapped and they need to hurry to the market. Why yours? So here's basically a simple, oh no, peasants need our help. So basically here's what we can do. Remember that whole thing where I said don't spend all your gold because you might need to spend it on helping people and stuff instead of upgrading, because if we used all of our money on upgrading we wouldn't have enough of this. I mean, we could get back some by doing that. But what we really need to do now is get the morale back up. So, here's some gold. Soldiers like us again. So while our soldiers are sort of dicks, they also like us doing good things at times. What's this? The Queen. A stray spar was found inside the drawing. He was wounded during the siege on hospital, then banned by his comforts. The location of the spores or heat is often to show that is should we spell. So now here's where our soldiers are gonna hate us again. Cause it's like, oh no, we're going to lose morale, but we will gain that. So technically what I should have done is I should have went hill first before talking to that guy outside. Oops. But now we have a map of another treasure, which is behind a waterfall. Our soldiers are not happy with us yet again. There's not much we can do about that. What I want to do is I want to go over here and upgrade that, but need more money. Don't want to risk it yet. Oh yeah, the training grounds. If we just upgrade them, we can get our pikemen. And getting pikemen would be great. Because pikemen are great. But I'm gonna leave off here. Hope y'all enjoyed. Thank y'all and have a nice day.